Happy Tuesday, you guys. I'm at the park. Meet Peter at the park. Raise your hand if you've seen that video. Alright, let me tag some people. I was already on here once, and I got out because my husband called me, and I thought I should probably answer. Alright, so if you are watching and you do not see that live button, you are a replay watcher, and I'm excited you're watching the replay. Let me know where you're watching from, and tell me if you have raccoons where you live. If you're popping on right now, can you please say hey, and let me know if you can hear me, and tell me if you have raccoons where you live. And as soon as some people get on here, I'm gonna tell you a story, and it's gonna be funny. Well, interesting. Anyways. Alright, so can you hear me? If you are watching, can you tell me if you can hear me? So, first off, hi, Missy. You're in Hurricane, West Virginia, right? Um, I'm sitting right now in Days Valley. um, Alright, so if you don't know me, I'm a Golden Founding Director with Pharmacy. I'm a full-time network marketer and entrepreneur. And I have a 5-year-old daughter who, like, my world revolves around. And I dropped her off at day camp today. And I've never left her. Like, I mean, okay, I've left her with our moms and, like, my sister and, a couple people like that. But I've never dropped her off with a group of children and left her. She's gonna go to preschool this year, and we heard about this Christian day camp, so we thought we'd try it out, but I'm not willing to get too far away, so I'm sitting at a park in Taze Valley, and I'm getting my work done, which I'm kind of digging, like, I can just focus on my stuff and get it done. But I wanted to hop on here and talk about something, like, kind of this revelation that I had this morning, and don't you just love it when... And this is not related to pharmacy, so if you are popping on here and you are not a pharmacy beauty influencer or you don't want to be, that's okay, because this is applicable to life. So hang with me and hear my aha moment. But don't you just love when, like, you're going through something and you pray about it, but you're still just really not feeling it, and then something happens to you in real life, and then you're, like, laughing about it, but then you're thinking, like, I think this is, like, a message, and that's what happened to me today. So I live on my parents' property, 75 acres, actually in Culloden. Hey, Valerie. And we have horses. My husband and I own horses, and we keep them there, and we also have why am I getting all these notifications about Britney Spears? If somebody can fill me in on that, that would be sweet. But anyways, we have lots of wildlife out there, okay? And for the past several months, we realized that there is a big, pudgy raccoon that comes onto our porch to eat the cat food. Now, we called it a boy at first, but I recently told Tyler, I said, she is so pudgy. I bet it's a mama, or going to be a mama. And she's, like, made a path from, like, the creek to our house. Like, you can see her little feet print from our porch down through the grass past the sandbox to the little creek. So she's a frequent eater of our cat food, okay? We know she's there. She doesn't bother us. We have barn cats, so we don't really, like, fuss. Like, we can't keep the food away from them, so we just leave it, and, that's it. We can't keep the food. We live in the nature. We love animals. So whatever. So we've seen this big old raccoon probably a dozen times now. Okay? So this morning, I get up pretty much earlier than usual because I'm a stay-at-home mom and an entrepreneur, and I do not set my alarm clock usually. But my kid had day camp, so I got up early, like about 6:30 probably, which is really early for me. This is actually pretty early for me this hour. Um, so I opened the door to let my dogs out. I have two dogs, Billy and Graham. And I opened the door to let my dogs out, and they start barking like crazy. Like, they are going nuts. So I'm like, what the heck? So I go outside just in time to see Big Pudgy Raccoon, which Cruz calls Racky. That's my daughter Cruz. We've named the raccoon Racky. Scurry off, but what she's left on the porch is three tiny babies. You guys, I can't even tell you how cute these things were. Like, I can't even tell you. I took pictures, so watch because I'll post them. Check my stories and I'll post the pictures of the babies. Three babies. One baby really quickly followed mama. Two other babies, like one, the dog had backed him into a corner. The dogs didn't touch them, but, one was pretty scared, but as soon as I like blinked my eyes, he ran away. But one baby, his little butt stuck under the rail of my porch, and he was terrified. Like, he was frozen with fear. Like, paralyzed with fear. Now, let me back up and say nothing was wrong with this baby. Nobody touched him. He wasn't hurt. I had just seen him. He was just paralyzed with fear over the dogs and the human. He was perfectly capable of making his move, but fear had paralyzed him, and he could not do what he knew he needed to do. Anyways, to make the story short, he was so stinking cute. I don't know if it was a boy or a girl, but in my mind, I feel like everything's a boy, unless I know otherwise. I just call it a him. But he, stayed frozen on my porch for about 10 minutes. I kept going out, like going back in the house and then coming back to check on him, and he was still there. And I actually tried to get pretty close to him and say, um, go find your mom, little guy, go find your mom. And when I would get really close to him, he would the only thing he could do was growl at me like, I'm scary. He wasn't scary. My heavens, he was adorable. And I did not touch him or attempt to, because he's a wild animal. But he was so cute. And these little paws, I can see his little paws. I will share a picture in my story, so go check that out. But, I thought all day, after I screamed for Tyler, Tyler came out and saw them. I asked Tyler if we could keep it. He said, absolutely not. Of course, I know we can't keep it, but man, it was really cute. Um, but after I went back inside and I started getting ready and I started packing stuff for camp, and I'm just thinking about all the stuff that's going on. I'm thinking, man, how many times in life do we know we are completely capable? Our legs work, our brains work, our minds work. We are 100% capable of making our next move, but we are so scared that we let it cripple us. That's my aha moment. That's my aha moment for the day. In my family, without going into too much detail, there's stuff we want to do, there's plans we want to make, there's stuff that we want to accomplish, and we say, like, I'm not sure if it's, like, responsible. I'm not sure if it's safe. It's scary. It's scary to think about these things. Hello? I feel like this was just a big aha moment. I have the tools. You have the tools to accomplish your next move. There was nothing wrong with the baby raccoon. Ooh, there is a bug in my eye. There was nothing wrong with the raccoon. His legs worked. He was fine. He had just ran his tiny little body on the porch. I knew he was fine. But his fear, he let his fear get the best of him. And he was rendered incapable because of fear. You know where fear starts? Right here. You know who's in control of this? You and me. That's like a big aha moment. Master the mind, master the fear. You don't have to live afraid, okay? I feel like as a child of God, like my life, God wants my life to be adventurous and He wants it to be prosperous. And I know He has a plan for me to prosper, and I know that because the Bible told it to me. And even though I know that and I say that I believe it and I stand and I say I believe this verse of the Bible that God has a plan for me and it's a plan to prosper me and not to harm me, sometimes my mind gets the best of me. Sometimes my mind puts me in the raccoon status, right? Sometimes that happens to me, and I know it probably happens to you too. What move are you afraid to take? In business, in life, in anything? What are you sitting around thinking about and wondering if it's too risky? I know. I know this is going to affect somebody today because I can't stop thinking about this. I mean, is it making an investment? Is it starting your own business? Is it following your dream, following a passion? What is it that has you paralyzed like the baby raccoon? And then I want you to think about it. You control your mind. Your mind controls your fear. Okay? That's it. That's all. That's all I got today. And if you liked this video, please share it. I really feel like someone probably needs to hear that God desires you to prosper. He desires you to live a life of abundance. But sometimes it takes stepping out of that fear and having some faith that you're not using yet. All right, so if you would like to share my video, that would be awesome. And that's all. I think I'm gonna take a walk, listen to a training, and then I'm going to take my next class. I'm working on a class to become a certified makeup artist. So I might do that while I'm sitting here and share my video. If you want to talk about overcoming your fear or about starting your own business or anything like that, just my inbox is open and shoot me a message. Peace, guys.